welcome back to another stream here. Currently in southern Iowa, we got this nice cold frontal boundary to my north. That's kind of kicking off some nice little supercells with some nice structure I've seen. So I'm currently heading north towards them. There is a severe thunderstorm warning storm to my east, but it looks to be falling apart a little bit, so I am deciding to go north instead. Plus the data should be a little better up that direction. But we're currently, right now, just south of just south of Moravia, Iowa, but we are heading north straight for that storm. I've seen a lot of pictures from a couple of the other storms that have been around here, and they've had some decent structure, so that's what I'm kind of looking for here. The nice outflow boundary, kind of enhancing that. So I'm on my way north. We'll see if we can catch anything, otherwise we'll call it good quick, but I'm currently heading north right now, just south of Moravia, Iowa. Been the first stream in a little while here. Yep, currently in southern Iowa right now, just south of Moravia. Heading north, we can see what these storms can do. Got some nice storms forming off a little boundary to my north right now, so we're kind of just heading up there to see what can happen. Look pretty decent on radar, so we'll have to see if they can continue to look decent. About half an hour or less, and we'll be able to see what everything's going on up here. So. Stay along the boundary, it'll have a good chance of being pretty decent. Time will tell, though. Instability. Great low lapse rate, so that makes those storms form really quickly. Pretty decent shear, about 35 knots here. Definitely not too terrible. The best we've had in a little while here, at least. That's for sure. Storms should be able to maintain themselves for at least a little bit in this environment. I guess more like 30 knots this year, which still is pretty decent, especially for this time of year with a lot of cape. Cape is just basically energy. Thinking by the time we get to 𝘼𝙙𝙫𝙬, it should be in the right spot to see it. That'll be basically where it's at when we get there, which will be about 20-30 minutes. It's not too long. Straight shot north too. Hello, welcome to the stream. Got a little bit of wildfire smoke you can see up above, so it's a little bit hazy. Just a bit. draft attempts around here. If you look around really closely, you can see the little cumulus clouds. They tried, but they couldn't quite get it because they don't really have the right boundary. Up further north, there was a nice boundary, so you kind of get that forcing that you need to form stuff on these days like this. And a little bit of shear involved as well. A little bit of low-level vorticity and pre-cape, which can also help out storm production on these kind of days like this. I'm not doing too bad. See how these storms are. Should be interesting. Just about to pass by Moravia. See if this ends up actually doing something or not. Storms are going to have to maintain themselves a little longer here, which they seem to be doing fairly decently. Out some CG bolts, so that's a good thing. Storm top's still brewing. Looks like we might have a little bit of cumulus debris to the west, so that stuff could easily fire up as well. So we'll have to see which one. If the storm that's up right now wants to maintain, or if it wants. Basically, once we get to Albia, we're in a good enough position to kind of sit around and wait and see what happens. Lots of CG bolts though. The storm might be starting to fall apart a touch, but still a ton of CG bolts and a good boundary, so definitely worth heading towards it, because even if it dies out, there'll be plenty of other ones on this cold front at some point. Even these cumulus clouds that are down here could, once that frontal boundary hits them, as you guys can see these like little cumulus around here, once it hits it, it might have a chance of sparking something, so I'm kind of waiting for it. South of Albia, Iowa, just north of Moravia. Still heading northward here. Watching these storms as they're making their way southward. Nice cold front and a little bit of wind shear and a couple other factors here kind of helping out this storm development. So if you see right in front of me, right there, I would not be surprised if that front. So that's what I'm kind of watching for at the current moment. If anything else can fire up. especially with these pretty high lapse rates, you're really going to get some very quick initiation, kind of almost out of nowhere sometimes, which obviously I know is coming because it's satellite, but on radar it looks like it just comes out of nowhere. We'll see. I'll set up by 𝘼𝙙𝙬𝙜, and then from there I'll decide what I need to do. Clouds look pretty neat in front though, but look at that one right there. You can see that thing, it's right along that boundary. It's really trying to fire up. There's a couple little, if you guys look around here, one all the way out that way, that's the main dead storm, but that one right there is trying to fire a couple other ones, so I feel like something around here is going to want to do it. I'll just try to find a nice spot to set in 𝘼𝙙𝙬𝙜, and then decide from there. Wait a little while, see what we can. The thing wants to fire up. And pretty low tornado chance. The only figment of a little idea that could possibly happen for a tornado is land spout. So I'd say like 1 to 0.1%, pretty low spout, or 2. That cumulus right there looks really nice. Really firing up right in front of us. Yeah, you can see it, the storm top rising on radar now even. Still gonna go set where I was thinking, but that looks nice. Couple different spots look pretty decent. Radar not showing too much, but satellite, how's it looking? It's hard to tell. I'll look when we stop. Stop in like 2 minutes. Look at that thing though, it's a very nice little updraft. Really trying. Kind of tell when they're strong, those updrafts like that, if you guys can see it. It's a little healthier of one because you can see a lot more of the smaller bubbles within the updraft. On the cumulus you can see it really compact. Those high lapse rates are really making everything grow quick. And then if you guys look that direction too, there's another one there over there, so we'll have to choose, but we're right in between them right now, so it's not really a big choice right this moment. But I'm going to turn down this way, and then I'm going to head on to the spot I wanted to set at, and I'll decide from there what the plan is. data. I've sat here quite a bit. Just kind of watched around. I don't think I've ever gotten anything crazy good from when I'm sitting here, but, you know, maybe this will be the first time. Yeah, there's a couple people here. I was wondering about that. Let's do a little turnaround here. Yeah, if you guys can see that little updraft, we'll see if it can actually mature and develop here instead of just kind of fizzling out. Who knows? Got a little bit of wind shear. We'll see. Lots of little updrafts going around through the state. Oh yeah, radar's starting to pick that up now. A couple different spots. Watching northward here. A couple different updrafts, kind of looking around. We'll have to see which one we like the most, and then we'll kind of decide after that. Kind of just waiting to see what goes on. One direct north looks like it's poking through that storm, the old storm, pretty well. And this one looks like it's making its own spot too, so see which one works out a little better. That north one's kind of setting along the boundary. Head north. I don't want to, well, I don't know, because this one's poking too pretty well. This is the hard part here. Trying to decide between these two little storms, which one I like more. I almost feel like maybe just a better shade spot. I just don't know. If I go north, it's going to be better off because there's that boundary up there. So I think the boundary, or no, they're both along it, because that one is like, I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to decide. I'm going to go north of town, and then I'm going to be able to come back through, so I think I'm going to go northwest of town, though, instead, because I want to, like, go down. Well, the one road to the northeast is pretty crappy, actually, so we'll have to decide which one I like more, that direction, but we'll see. In a second. As these storms start to mature a little bit. Jeez. Never, it spun out just a touch because it was on gravel, like two of the tires were on gravel. That's kind of odd. heading north here, kind of find a nice spot to set and watch both of these storms kind of at the same time, churn a little bit. Somewhat of a decent environment for some funnel clouds and maybe even a very low land spout chance, so definitely worth being out here right now. I'll see what can happen. If they want to end up doing anything or not. I'll be on them either way. Data gets a little bit iffy if I get too far towards the town, but I don't think I'm going to go too far right now. Because I kind of want to stay so I can get back south quick, because I'll need to. Even though these storms are barely moving. Not a very good spot for terrain, I will say that. Not many options. Satellite while I'm saw green on the one light and I was like, oops. Everything and call it good. Chase all these just because you never know when the last one will be for the season, and it's going to be pretty soon. Within the next couple, maybe 1 to 2 chases, it's going to be the last one, so we'll see. Find a good spot up and out here with a little bit decent data. Spot to set. Yeah, there's definitely some storm structure on that thing. Holy crap. Actually, there's a ton. Whoa, okay. Never mind, guys. This thing looks crazy, actually. What the heck? Why is there a whole, like, mezzo on that? What the heck? I did not expect to see that, so... What? That completely caught me off guard. So when we go up over this hill, you guys might see it too, but this thing has, like, a full-on mezzo underneath it and almost a wall cloud. Keep that. Very interesting. And I was about right. Lavilla is pretty much the right spot. Yeah, look at that thing. Right up underneath a perfect updraft as well. Well, oh yeah, you guys are going to see this. It's really nice looking. You guys have a little wide of an angle, so it's probably a little harder for you to see it. But this boundary is at such an odd angle. The stuff to my east is also along it, but then all the stuff straight to my north is. Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful little updraft here. Nice little wall cloud looking structure to it as well. Trying to find a nice spot up here. is hard to tell if it's a wall or a shelf from this far, though, and with how hazy it is. We'll see when we get closer. Whatever it is, looks pretty cool. Right underneath the updraft as well, so I don't think it's any sort of shelf. Oh yeah, it's really cool. Definitely more than I thought I'd see. This road just got redone, so it's really nice. Really low precipitation supercell here. Very, very low precipitation supercell. Radar looked like it was fizzling out, but it sure doesn't look like that in person here. Wild, too. Really just weird. I'll love here soon. Along the boundary, we got this nice little miniature supercell. Tops are pretty dang high, honestly. Should have a decent spot up here soon. Yeah, storm tops are much improved now. Does not surprise me to see the structure now that I'm looking at this radar. Mini supercell right along the boundary. Very classic look. Tops just exploded the last run of radar, though. There we go. Getting closer here. To stop here. This is a little bit iffy of an area. Definitely not the best area, that is for sure. Lots of trees, a little bit hilly, good roads, okay connection for data wise. Otherwise it's pretty meh. Nice miniature supercell right along this cold front. I think that's what it is, at least. Some sort of boundary here. I don't know if that's a lot of right movement from the right side of that thing. Lots of movement, it looks like. Lots of motion, kind of pushing in towards the storm. So maybe once we get up here, we should have a good view. Or that gravel road might be a good one at some point if I want to come back and go on it. Decent at least. Pretty low hanging. Yeah, lots of motion coming in from the right, it looks like. Lots of slow motion. Slow broad motion at least. If I can find a road to the right, I'm going to go on it right and then look back this direction. Is that a road or is it just like a single house? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it's a single house. This area is so rough to try to find a spot to stop. I've done this exact same thing in this exact same area before too. It's the funnier part. night, so it's even worse. At least this is daytime. Alright, we'll see if there's a spot to the right here. Should be a road. There's not want to give me a road, does it? I know there's nothing to the left because I've tried it before. Like I said, trust me. I just get really close and try to view it right underneath it. That's a little low scud, just kind of messing around the outside of this thing. Oh yeah, lots of scud. Low hanging scud. Yeah, look at the motion from the right side of this thing, if you guys can see that. If there was a little bit more low level shear, I think this thing would produce today. We're still gonna have a shot though with this nice boundary right along it. Tons and tons of motion from the right side though. It's looking really good. Low level meso's cranking on this thing. Just because it's along that boundary, it's really getting that low level shear enhancement that it needed. It's gonna try. It's gonna try. Wow. Gorgeous, just little mini sub here. When I get up here, I'll probably stop. Love this thing. Love the look of this one. Especially for a miniature supercell. Look at that. Someone look at that upward. You look at upward at it. It's crazy looking. Tons of motion. Here comes the rain. Alright, let's get out here quick, take a couple pictures and call it good. And then we'll go turn around and try to find a better spot that way. Oh man, look at that thing. Lots of rotation low onto that thing. Alright, let's get a nice turn here. Yep, gravel road, perfect. Wow, this is the perfect gravel road. Holy crap. Look at this thing. Wow. Beautiful mini supercell. Look at the motion on it too. The motion from that right side of that thing is cranking in towards it. Lots of rumbles. This thing's right along. Look at all that motion from that right side. Trying right along this boundary. We're gonna have a shot. The next 15 to 20 minutes we're gonna have some chances here. As long as they can stay right along the boundary, it's gonna have a shot. Heavy rain with it as well. It just absolutely exploded on radar within the last couple minutes. Alright, we can south of town here. Get back to another view. We're right on the northeast side of that mezzo. Beautiful angle to be at too for this. Alright. 𝑍𝐺 uptick here a little bit. We're getting a little stronger of a storm, obviously. Rotation is definitely prevalent on radar now as well. Got that little bit of low level enhanced wind shear just due to the boundary itself. So.
Sounded loud at least.
Lots of low, like hail. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some hail. I wouldn't be surprised also to see this thing die out and then come back in a little bit later. Kind of go out and back. A couple times maybe with it. Just these boundaries like this, they want. Well, like you saw, this thing kind of came out of nowhere. It just respawned another one later on, so. Dude definitely has some rotation prevalent on radar, though. That's what we're watching for here. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be posting a video all this later. Like, I'm really surprised, though, by the chances that, the odds that we get a nice little supercell. Definitely glad I came out here. I thought for sure it'd just fizzle out and be done before I got here, but it actually just decided to spawn up a new one. Once we have a road to the right, I probably will head down that. So, fun spot here. Not to miss too much either. So this thing wants to do it. Definitely don't want to miss it doing. Lots of 𝑍𝐺 bolts. Very quick uptick on it. Directly along the boundary. Definitely enhancing its structure and the low level spin associated with the storm. I'm surprised it happened, but now that I'm looking at it, I'm not surprised it's happening. Like, I'm surprised it started and like even did it in the first place, but I'm not surprised it's currently going on with what it looks like. Radar looking great. Try to find a road here. Need to get to the right and then find a spot. I think this is a road. Yeah. Perfect. I thought it was a driveway at first, but it's a road, so. Alright, get another view of this thing. It's dead end, but we can probably just come out here and peek for a second. Nah, maybe not. Level C road. We'll look quick though. Look at that, still getting that motion on the right side. Lots of rising motion, a little bit of rotation as well. Try to find a better spot than this. I don't want to go down this. There'll be another road around here somewhere. But radar does seem to be picking up on that low level rotation now instead of just mid level. But yeah, we got tons of low level rotation here, interestingly enough. Look, with this little storm heading south here, trying to find. Am I seeing rain curtains? Pretty sure I just saw some like wrapping looking rain curtains. I need to find a spot. I just gotta find a spot to sit. We'll find it here soon. Find a road that actually isn't a level 6. That would have been decent. Kind of want to find it on that side. lots of motion. And low-level motion as well, not just mid-level now. Trying to get the stream chat up quick so I can see you guys. Hey, appreciate the super chat, I really do. Nice looking little cell. Currently just north of Lavilla, Iowa. Okay, there should be a road. Yeah, you see that power line up there? I'm gonna take that road. Is that yeah, it's a driveway, I think. Is it a driveway or is it a road? It's a driveway, I think. No, wait, that's the house. This is the road. No, that's a house. Never mind. I'll go turn around. I'll take a peek at it though, quick. Wow! Look at that, guys. Look at that thing. Absolutely amazing structure on it. Some pictures here. Whoa, is that a lightning bolt right beside me? I don't know, but I'm seeing lots of motion. Low level turning here. Look at how much rising motion's on that right side of this thing. Don't forget to like and subscribe here. Watching this thing rotate really fast. Right in the middle portion of it too. Yeah, we got weak low level turning right now. A couple different spots are gonna try. Rain. A little bit of a scud still lowering from the bottom there. I'm gonna head out here. Just want to stay ahead of it. Great rotation looking on radar. I think it's going to really give it a shot within the next 20 minutes of producing. Get ready here so we can be prepared when it wants to do it. That low level wind enhancement's really pushing now. It's going to give it a shot. I don't think it's going to do it, but it's going to give it a chance. Give me a chance. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Here we go. Get south a little bit and then we'll stop again. Not too long though. We don't want to get too far from it. We don't want to leave it set for too long either. But yeah, this thing's really giving a shot here. Radar structure looks pretty solid. We got a road this way. Right up here, we're in a great spot. This is one of my favorite spots right up here. rain-wise. We got lucky. Right when it starts looking really good, we're having decent rain, so I think we're going to turn right up on this gravel road. Really organized though, that's for sure. Alright, we're gonna turn on this road quick. It's raining again, dang it. Still gonna take a peek here. There we go. Seems to be a little bit weaker now maybe, but there's still at rotation in the lower portions of this storm. Quick. So lots of rising scud. Definitely rotation in the lower portion, if you guys can see that. Zoom in a little bit here for you guys. Getting that rotation a little bit, a little more rising scud along that spot. Lots of rising motion. Tons of rising motion. You can see it just continually rising around there. That right edge does not look as prevalent though now, as you can see. Not as much rising scud on that side. Still looks nice. Seems like it might be trying to get a little away from the boundary now, though, unfortunately. As you guys can see, it's kind of detached a little bit now. It's not quite as good looking. That's how short these ones are lived. Crazy how quick they last, though. Stuff like this. Tons of rising scud. I bet all these storms in the same road look the same like this. But you guys can see it's sort of falling apart now. Nowhere near as much motion as there was. I can still see some mid-level clouds moving like crazy though. Start to fall apart just a touch, more and more every so often, just kind of detaching from that boundary, which I'd mentioned it was going to fall apart once it detached fully, and it's really starting to. We might start heading after a different one now. This is a different storm to my southeast that actually looks solid as well. We'll have to see which one though. Both not looking too bad. This one seems to be detaching, but the one to the southeast doesn't, so I'm just gonna head south quick. see if this thing wants to try to form another one though, if the boundary keeps heading south. Still going up? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The southeast one looks way better right now. Especially because it has a little better of a chance, because it's kind of heading the right direction to keep along that boundary. So I'm likely going to go along with that. So I'm going to try to kind of head that way. Or I guess not, if this guy doesn't want to go. I don't know why you need to wait this long to go. Go ahead. Finally. Wait. Looks like that mezzo got detached from the storm now, this northern one. That southeastern storm looks a lot better though. So we'll see, we're going to go right after it and see what we can do. Hey, thank you all for subscribing, appreciate that. Thank you all for tuning in as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to here. Currently on this one storm in southern Iowa right now. That was definitely giving it a shot. And I got some cool pictures from it, so I'm going to post them later. Also got some nice video editing. I finally actually recorded some different stuff, so you guys really good for the recap video after this one. Watching this storm to my southeast right now. Kind of seeing what we want to see and deciding if I want to go after it. Lots of lightning along with it, so I'm kind of deciding that's probably the storm to head after now. This one seems to be a little bit detached from the boundary, while that one seems to be a little more attached to it. This direction, so it's a little hard to see. You be able to see it barely. prepared for the cutoff that way. diving back into the rain shaft. But if I get far enough east, it'll actually be decent, I think, again. I'm gonna head west, because I don't think this one's really good. And this one's gonna get really messy quickly. Like, west or east. South and I'm on multiple options once I get further south. Not the worst way. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in here. It was really close to a tornado, I think. It was really trying for a little while there. Right along those boundaries though, that low level shear and turning is really enhanced, so that's what kind of we got right there. Especially right when the storm's inside of the boundary, basically. And it was infringing on the storm itself. Enhancing a lot. This truck behind me is really like weird. It's like pushing really close to me or something. I don't know why. Jeez. He just had to get around me. Okay then. Really aggressive. So they're getting the square shut down for 𝙈𝙤𝙤𝙬 here today. Tomorrow. Be working the weather booth up here. Monitoring conditions, but it doesn't look like anything's going to happen, so it'll be a good thing. It'll be a really easy day tomorrow. Maybe early on in the morning we'll see a little bit, but I don't think so. Not nothing too crazy. Yeah, it looks like we're getting this thing flooded. This whole line's starting to kind of flood outward a little bit. Now that just means I probably should head south, so then when it redoes it, maybe in about 20-30 minutes, I'll be in the spot. So I'm just going to head south with it. We'll see what can happen. mixed pop-up storms with the cold front. South. We're going to keep watching. One of my Am I driving through a field up here? Oh, it's got trucks. Probably is farm. Holy crap, the amount of lightning on that storm over by Drakesville. Might try to head towards that. I'm trying to decide. I don't think I can make it in time. Which, whatever, that's fine. I got plenty of structure in the storms. Because everything's kind of merging and becoming more outflowy in general. Back there a little while. One of my better structure chases of the year, and it's just a random day that just happened to come out of nowhere. It's really funny. If I head south, I think it's probably the better option because then I can get to that other storm. I'm considering. I think that Bloomfield one's just a little too much out of the way. So I think we're going to kind of try to watch for this one. It's directly to my west right now. As you can see, a little bit of lowering on it. Definitely not as much as we had on that other storm, but it's still decent looking. And at that first storm that I just was on, kind of detached from it, so it's kind of making it more supercellular once again, which is interesting. They're both set right along the boundary as well, close to it. I just know there's no data that way. Man, I'm trying to decide. Centerville first, and then from there I'll go east. I think I'll do that because it doesn't look overly insane. And I can see it decent enough from where I'm going to be going, so I'll have advantage of it either way. Plus, I'll have some data too the whole time instead of running out for a while. I think it's the better option all around to try to get me some better views of this thing instead of just cruising at it. Because the problem is, if I get to there, like I said, I'll get a good view of it right away. But then within like 5 minutes, I will be kind of screwed because there's no route south there. So I'm going to have to, it's just better off if I just keep rolling south, and then I'll decide to go east if I need to. And like I said, I can see it from here. So it's not like as low base as that other one did. Little high base scud, or scud, shelf. that detachment like you got earlier on right at 𝘼𝙙𝙫𝙬𝙀, and then you get another storm to form right in front of it. So that's what happened. That's how that one really got enhanced well. It just formed from the outflow from the old storm, but then it also was the front itself, so it like made a new storm. It was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy to see these things like this. Let's see. The updraft or the storm top still look pretty solid on this thing, so not the worst idea to keep with it, especially in this fashion and not actually leave it. Over by Bloomfield, there's so much lightning on that thing. Absolutely insane. See if the cold front wants to kick any more storms up like it did earlier. It's kind of getting to the time of day where you're going to start fizzling out just a touch. Even though I still see some. I told you guys, though, I was telling you those cumulus out in front of the thing when we were kind of driving up to the storm in the original time, that's what you need to watch for on these cold fronts like this. Even when the storm itself is kind of dying, you want to watch for those ones right in front when you get this nice cold front right behind it. So it really was just, you have to, it's something you just kind of know, and you just have to be able to see it. I mean, because I knew that thing was spitting out some cumulus in front, and then it just kept doing it, and then it just finally actually formed a nice storm, and then it really latched onto the boundary, and then we got a really nice supercell. Very close to tornado genesis a couple different times. However, that doesn't mean it would have produced a tornado. I think it was probably in the process of some very weak upper level tornado genesis for a while. It just never could find the way to produce itself. Yeah, it was a beautiful little storm. It really tried probably a couple different times for tornado genesis. But, you know, it was really good. It was a very nice little storm that kind of came out of nowhere. As I said, those cumulus in front of it kind of popped out, and then really that boundary hit them again. Like it was outflow from the original storm, and then that cold front ran into them, and then it formed those storms a lot more. And then actually what happened was that boundary, the cold front that I was just talking about, hit those storms, and then it really enhanced them, and then also it caused that low-level meso. You saw right away early on, it had some decent structure to it in the beginning parts of that, so it really intensified quickly though with these lapse rates like they are. It definitely overperformed what I thought it would do. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Appreciate you all for tuning in here. Yeah, that crazy new power line is insane. I don't really like it. Especially as a storm chaser, I don't like power lines, but they just put a huge brand new one up right on that highway, and I don't really like it. Not a fan, that's for sure. But, you know, whatever. Someone needed it, so that's how I feel about that, I guess. Rathman turn on that thing quite a bit. It's a decent highway for chasing, actually. Really surprisingly, it looks, you wouldn't know that, but it's got good data. It's just a great little spot for some storm chasing. I've done it a lot though, and it's a definitely have a video up later here on my YouTube, showing the different videos and stuff that I caught, some of the pictures. I'm still amazed with how this turned out. I mean, there was some crazy stuff. Way better than I thought it would be. And it looks like that eastward stuff's kind of fizzling out finally, so I'll probably call the stream whenever I get into town. So, do appreciate you all for tuning in here. Absolutely insane little chase. I mean, heck, that was, what, an hour and 10 minutes? Maybe a little longer, I guess. An hour and 20. Plus about 20 minutes of driving before I started the stream, so not almost 2 hours, but definitely worth my 2 hours of time. Fun little chase. These are my favorites, though, in the summer when you got that high cape, which is just instability, and then you just get really lucky with the nice cold front that came through, a little bit of wind shear, and then you get some nice enhancement of low-level winds from that. And then also there was a little bit of capping, low-level capping with 𝑘. So what happened was you get that little bit of low-level stability, and it's the opposite. So obviously it kills storms usually. It killed the storms a little bit, but it didn't quite. Obviously there was enough instability that the stability didn't kill it out. And excited to edit these pictures. I haven't had any good storm pictures for a little while, so it'll be really fun. And the video, obviously. I'm excited to edit the video as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in here. Clouds invisible in that storm to my west. Sorry, my east, my left. I always, it takes me a second sometimes to remember directions. I'm not bad at directions, but I have to like think about it. And when I'm screaming, I don't think about it. I just say it. You know, it's like to my east, to my northeast. Doesn't look too bad, but it's starting to fizzle out. You can just tell. Very glad I edited out. I didn't really think much of it, and I was very close to not going out, but probably nobody. The thing is, nobody would ever send a picture of that thing, which is even crazier. There would never have been a picture of this storm if I didn't go out there. Probably. There's a chance that someone in 𝘼𝙙𝙫𝙤𝙬 or 𝘼𝙙 would have taken a picture of it, but a lot of people really wouldn't think much of it. I mean, it was a nice supercell, but some people wouldn't know that. They just think, you know, it's just some clouds. But that's why I like going after southern Iowa stuff specifically, because a lot of the time there's no other chasers here. No, not a single other chaser that's like main and does a lot of chasing in this area. So when I go out, sometimes it's just basically so then we have the footage and we know about those storms and what happened and what it looked like. So, you know, it's always fun to kind of help the archive of weather so that people can look back and remember stuff. Not that this one's a very major event, you know, like whatever. But like a good example is the Mount Air tornado. On April 26th this year. There was one other chaser maybe on it, and I had probably the best angle just because I was on a hill and it's a really hilly and tree-filled area. So I was just kind of lucky to be in the right spot. And that thing, that multi-vortex, if you check my footage, it's a pretty decent spot with some pretty stable footage, which is pretty rare a lot of the times for those storms. Especially when there's only 3 chasers on it, maybe 2, 3, I don't know. I can't remember how many people were on that thing for sure. But just the odds of that is just crazy. It's just fun to have those archives, and then when they look back on that outbreak, because that's a pretty prevalent outbreak this year. Lots of really strong tornadoes up by Omaha in different areas. So we'll have good archive footage of that storm, and that's one of my favorite parts about this all. Jeez, you guys slowing down on me. But yeah, I do appreciate everybody for tuning in here. I think we're all I think we're done here on storms. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Might get a little rain in Centerville. Actually, probably not. Storm's about to fizzle out completely, so no need to keep heading after it. So, like I said, appreciate y'all for tuning in here. See you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll be back at some point. Who knows? Could be next year. We'll see. It looks like maybe this weekend might have a small chance of some severe weather. Maybe next week later on, but who knows? It could be the last chase of the season. So we'll see. But appreciate you all for tuning in all season and everything like that. I'll see you guys next time.